When applying for a job, people are going to want to see proof that you can get the work done. One of the best ways to do this is with a personal website. These days, I always suggest that you make sure that your website is mobile friendly, so it loads quickly with low bandwidth connections and can be easily browsed on smaller screens. Keep the website focused on work samples. Show off examples of what it is you do, and those work samples should be representative of the types of jobs you're applying for. If you have a blog on the website, be careful not to overshare. Your blog should be focused on your professional interest. Sharing useful articles, tips, your opinions on things that relate to your industry is good. Going off on sidebars about your personal vacations and your favorite movies, not so good. Try very hard not to mix the personal with the professional on your website. Also, keep the site up to date. This can be difficult. Sometimes if you fall behind, you might need to go back and modify the dates on some posts, update things so it looks like it's been regularly maintained. If possible, you should also register with a custom URL. Make the investment in your own personal brand. You might be able to get your name or a company name that's representative of what you're trying to do. This way, it shows that it's a unique URL and you treat it seriously. There are many different ways to put a website together, and I'd like to make a few suggestions. First up, WordPress is extremely versatile, and it's relatively easy to use. You can customize this, and there are tons of portfolio templates available for easy installation. You can go with self-hosted options, or even just take a look at WordPress.com and easily host a website there. Additionally, if you use Adobe Creative Cloud, you have access to Adobe Portfolio. This is a really easy site to build. You can add work samples and have a great online portfolio that's easy to build and maintain. There are also a ton of companies like Squarespace, Wix, and Weebly that offer easy-to-use tools. They're WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. And with visual editing tools, you can build out a custom website very quickly without having any knowledge about coding and other platforms. No matter what it takes, build out some sort of web presence where people can easily see your work samples and learn a bit more about you. If you want a job in the creative space, you need a portfolio. Your credentials and references will help seal the deal, but employers or clients are going to want proof of your capabilities. An essential portfolio is going to really showcase your work, and I always suggest take a look at other people. There are a wealth of sites available online where you can explore portfolios of other successful professionals. This will give you a good idea of what works. With your portfolio, you want to show diversity. So it's important that even if you only work on certain types of projects at your current job, that you have a variety of work samples in there. You can build out this variety through many different techniques. Ideally, the work will come from real-world clients. So you might be thinking, how do I land real clients if I don't yet have a job? Or if I'm working at one place, how can I build out diversity? Well, offer to do internships or externship works. Volunteer with nonprofits or professional organizations. By having additional experiences through other outlets, you could put that work into your portfolio. And if you volunteer with a nonprofit, they'll more than likely take the work and be happy to provide a reference and samples that you could put into your portfolio. But remember, there is too much of a good thing. You can have too much work in your portfolio and it hides the great work. What you want to do is screen out the less than stellar examples. You can easily do this by inviting a peer to review it, or ask several peers to go through and mark out their favorite items. Look for what stands out. Sometimes the things that you're super passionate about may not resonate with others. So by asking colleagues to look through your work samples, you could really make sure that the best samples stand out. I also suggest that you update your portfolio on a regular basis. Make sure you're keeping it up to date even when you have a job. Go through and put in copies of your latest work. Pull out old work and archive that to disk and back it up to the cloud, because you might have a job that you're applying for in the future where some of those samples need to get added back in. Also, and this one is critical, always credit the companies that you did the work for. Make sure you show proper attribution with things like copyrights and production company credits. This will help people get a good idea that you understand the role of copyright and that you are a good citizen in the creative industry. By crediting the people that you're doing the work for, you will really stand out and show that you have strong professional ethics. Depending upon the job you're applying for, you'll likely need a demo reel to showcase to clients. The best demo reels not only show what you can do, but also show a bit about your personality. Before you can build a demo reel, there's a few questions you need to ask yourself. First, is the work you're going to show the result of your creative efforts, or are they part of a lesson or a class or an online tutorial? You want to be careful not to pad your demo reel with a lot of tutorial content. There are a lot of learning sites, and this type of content is easily recognized by professionals in the industry. Next, ask yourself, are you proud of the work you've done? Every clip and every frame that you put on your demo reel must represent your best work. Last, do you have enough different short clips to equal at least 60 seconds of content? You want to have a nice fast-paced demo reel. Now, if you can answer yes to all of these questions, then you're probably ready to build a demo reel. And if not, don't worry. It's better to take the time to build up a body of work that you're comfortable and proud to show to strangers, not just your friends and family. A successful demo reel doesn't need to show all of your work, but rather should show highlights of your best work. Most editors say 90 seconds is the sweet spot, giving people enough samples of your work, but not boring them. I suggest that when you put the demo reel together, start with your name or company logo. Let them know right away whose work they're seeing. Then throughout the reel, highlight the work you've done, particularly if it's for recognizable brands or projects. If relevant, give a little extra screen time to logos that people will recognize, and always include those on-screen credits of what you did and who the work was done for. If you are applying for certain jobs, before and after clips can be really useful, particularly if you're a colorist or an audio engineer. It's also good to show sequential shots if you're applying to be an editor, or to show something that builds, like a 3D modeler or a composite, where you walk them through the different steps to the finished project. At the end, close it off with your contact information. This is the call to action. Include your full name, phone number, website, and professional email address. Your reel is really pretty worthless if people don't know how to get in touch with you about the job. Along the way, make sure you don't take credit for work you didn't do. Clearly label any clips in your reel and identify the part of the work that you were involved in. Adding a simple overlay like Premiere Pro Editor or 3D Modeler or responsible for motion tracking goes a long way towards clearing up any confusion and speaks volumes about your professional character.